Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. Today we're going to find out the bizarre way that the Tennessee Titans are actually not the worst team in football. It's not even debatable. Meanwhile, in baseball news, the Dallas Cowboy and LA Laker fans are awfully upset. And we'll find out this story about Captain Stabbin.
Also, my college nickname: sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots.
You know, I never thought I'd see the day where I was called the N-word by a McDonald's employee in the drive-thru. However, that happened to me a couple nights ago. Find out more. Stick around for the end of this episode for Idiot of the Week.
Holy cow, this is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome in. Today is Monday, October 6th. Time for Sports Idiot Nation. You talk about action-packed show. It is I, joined by Miles Behind Enemy Lines and Mr. T.I., who proudly can say his team does not suck. I am wearing my blue and yellow for UCLA. As we know what happened to Penn State, we'll get into that. But first, we must start with a dirtiest of Sanchez's. So when I gotta tell you guys, I don't know if I broke the story but in the group chat, when I text you guys, did you know for sure what had happened or no? I'm just curious. Miles?
I don't think we still know for sure everything that happened. But
Well, but
yeah, so I actually saw on TMZ from another group chat having to do with my IU guys, the Mark
okay.
Sanchez, similar to how you broke the Charlie Kirk thing. You said, "Wow, Charlie Kirk." I was coming home from work that day, and then I was like, "You're not a political guy. Why are you talking about Cameron Kirk?" I thought you were talking about the Christian
Or
actor.
Cameron or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, Charlie Kirk. So I just Googled it while I was at a red light, and I was like, shot, wait,
You're like, whoa.
stabbed,
Yeah.
intertwined. So it's a
So
very similar thing, but from someone that I wouldn't, Mark Sanchez, like what? And then
so random.
Indianapolis, I was like, well, I know he's with Fox. He wouldn't be in Indianapolis unless he was relegated to the Colts Raiders game, which I don't know. He's probably trying to get out of it by trying to set something up, but then it went a
Getting
little too
stabbed.
far, or he's trying to get everyone to forget about the butt fumble. We never ever will. And there's all these conspiracies that I personally made up. You're welcome. So, but
So
it's truly bizarre. Who the hell knows everything that happened? But the fact that it's like, well,
right.
he seems like the most milquetoast human being, but then you look up his background, he's been, accused of assaulting a woman, and then he's had a drinking problem, and this, that, and the other. And well, he's from LA, so who knows what the hell you all do out there, even though if you're in the Bay Area and you think you're an LA fan in college football for the rifle. This dude is really an enigma, and now we're learning about the dude gets half cocked or fully cocked in a small like
Really small guy.
Indianapolis, like holy cow, allegedly, and now he goes from,
Yes, indeed.
oh my god, I'm so sorry for what happened to him, to having a handcuff strapped to the side of his bed railing. Like, God, I've watched my dad go through that. Could you imagine, as my dad's passing away, he's arrested for all the shenanigans he did in his life. He had his final blessing, so all his sins were forgiven. But my God, like it's so weird just trying to caption that whole situation. And guys like us, we know the city of Indianapolis. Like, even on a Friday night, what the hell's going on? You're going to get in a fight with a door slash guy and you're going to get stabbed. Like, I'm still trying to put this fully in my modulator and extrapolate it. I can't. It's Mark
So,
Sanchez. Like, you mad about him for fantasy football 12 years ago? You mad about football? Like, what in the actual hell?
hey,
What I
he
was
made
mad
the
about,
Jets relevant for a few years, but
yeah, for a couple. What I was mad about, here's honest to God what I was mad about. The whole universe, media-wise and just everything, made it sound like, oh, sweet Mark Sanchez was a victim of a robbery in which he was on his way to church and he just got stabbed for no reason. Like, that's how it came across. And I honestly was like, oh man, what a tragedy. Like, this is really bad. I feel bad for this guy. Like,
He's on
that's
a
what I'm
business
mad
trip.
about.
It's a business trip. How could he be in the wrong?
So,
It doesn't make sense.
So here's what we know at this point. Supposedly, the confrontation was over parking at a loading dock, and the guy was 69 years old. He was working with a cooking oil, like a recycling disposable truck, which was backed into a loading dock beside the hotel. And the argument was reportedly, this is all reportedly, allegedly, about the truck's location. And Sanchez allegedly told him that, hey, you can't park there. So then after that, the man said that he assumed Sanchez might be hotel staff because how would you recognize Mark Sanchez? He's a bum.
3
I
a.m.
love that part of the
The
story.
the curly-headed
Yeah.
fuck.
Surely you're not famous. Surely you're not a famous quarterback. You obviously are an idiot. So they, they start arguing, whatever. And there is surveillance supposedly that, man, I hope to God TMZ gets it, they buy it, whatever. I kind of want to see exactly who is more in the wrong because that's what America wants to do. We want to say either we're 51-49 with Mark Sanchez or we're 51-49 with some 70-year-old dude. Like, but come on, we have to keep score.
What about the electoral college on it?
I'm with the 70-year-old dude, man. I mean, bro's almost 70, man, out here, stabbing, man. I see a lot of 70-year-olds, man. They can barely walk. This dude's out here fighting, keeping himself alive from the threats of Mark Sanchez. But I will say that one of the most crazy things to me is that how bad do you have to fuck up for the butt fumble to be the second most embarrassing point of your life? Because I mean that's a you lock that away and throw away the key. That's the most embarrassing moment of your life, the butt fumble. But no longer is that the case. And another thing too, what happened to just leaving a bad Yelp review? Like you got to really get out there and just instigate, and you wind up getting stabbed over the whole thing. I mean, sometimes you just to throw some love to South Park. Sometimes you just gotta get out there and embrace the boogers and come. I mean, that's just what happens, and with your Yelp reviews. Shout out to Dirty Sanchez for making a 70-year-old's night lively. I mean, think about
pepper spray and
I mean, this guy is just like out here just working late shift, making some money. I mean, let's be real. If he's 70 years old, still working, he's still making ends meet. And next thing you know, he's stabbing a former USC legend. That Jeff Fisher won draft. Jeff Fisher won draft. Jeff Fisher got so mad because Bud Adams wanted Vince Young.
I have another thought there. Maybe the guys at Notre Dame fan name confused him for Matt Leinart for the 2005 game. Maybe he's still pissed off about the Bush at the end of that.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh, that's right, dude.
There's a lot of thoughts.
No, you fixed me there. You're right. I was actually confusing Mark Sanchez with Matt Leinart. They're the same person. They're the same person, really. I mean, the same hair, same
Leinart's
tan.
lefty. Leinart is a lefty.
Same tan. I think that's just living in Southern Cal. Adam, can you let us know? Live in Southern Cal, you just get a natural tan. Doesn't it work like that?
No, he doesn't know anything. He's not from Southern Cal. That's why he's a UCLA fan, because he's a dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get into that. Well, I'm wearing the colors. Let's get into, because that has to be the most bizarre occurrence. Miles texted me first. I was driving at the time of the first quarter, but I caught pretty much the rest. And Miles was like, "We'll give him the Heisman. We'll give him the Heisman just for the first quarter alone, basically." And this is the thing that everyone's been saying about Nico is he can perform well, but I was telling people at the bar, I'm like, yeah, but look what he did against New Mexico State, and watch what he does in 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to be.
Adam,
But
Adam doesn't even know who they played. It wasn't New Mexico State. It was just New Mexico. I mean, this is how bad UCLA is down right now. A UCLA fan
yeah,
doesn't even know their
I was
schedule.
probably watching Georgia Bama or something. I was probably watching a better game. So at the time. So anyway, Miles has an interesting stat about the coaches against a top ranked team. The UCLA coach and James Franklin. What is that stat?
Yeah, you don't even know the UCLA coach's name, do you? It's okay. You can admit it.
Well, Neuheisel's son is
It's the
the
offensive
offensive,
coordinator. So,
and they like put him up. They like held
yeah,
him up after the game. That was kind of cool.
right, which they did to him in 2011 when he was the quarterback. So, the best name ever for a head coach, and you never guess he's a black guy. His name is Timmy Skipper. He's the head coach.
No,
Got
that's right.
screwed over by Fresno State, which is closer to where you're from. You should be a Bulldog fan, God damn it. But in any case, Timmy Skipper, now after being a head coach of UCLA for a count of 2 football games, now has the same amount of top 10 wins in the Big Ten as a Jimmy Franklin. Also want
Which
to
is
throw in Signetti. IU has the same amount of top 10 wins after just
That
18 games. So neither here nor there. But yes, totally embarrassing. James Franklin, get them the hell out. Penn State, you might want to look at hiring another Vanderbilt head coach to take over your program. Just saying.
you
so
might as well
you
have
guys are
Michael
talking
Keegan, or
about
what's the guy who looks like him?
That's him. Yeah, Michael Keegan, from Key and Peele. You know,
Have him coach Penn
yeah.
State. Might as well
Jordan,
have him
because
coach Penn State.
Jordan Peele does all the movies, but Keegan is still out there doing all the cameos. And by the
Commercials.
way, for folks out there that have never watched Key and Peele, I put it up there with Dave Chappelle show. It is so funny. So funny. Those guys are just great. But Adam, I do have a question. I'm not familiar with the UCLA current coaching staff. But how many rapes have they covered up? Have they covered up more rapes than James Franklin? Because I think they would probably one up that. Hopefully YouTube algorithm doesn't hit us there. But so I was shocked by that score.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I was shocked by that score as well. And is this a building block for Nico, or is this just a flash in the pan? Right? Like,
Flash in
is
the
it
pan,
just
dude.
is it the
Not
classic case of the opponent overlooking? Is it
So
Penn State
it's
overlooking
not as
UCLA,
bad.
or is it just UCLA was the better team and it just happened that way? I mean, do we
We're shadowing
if
the
Penn State?
Titans.
Yeah, if Penn State plays Tennessee, if Penn State plays UCLA 10 games, like, do they beat UCLA
11.
nine
beat
times?
him. No,
Yeah.
11. They beat him 11. So, I mean, Nico's not as bad as Arch Manning. Let's shift there. Next,
He looks
Miles.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
looks pretty good.
It suddenly out of RKO out of nowhere, Nico is the better 5-star, and it has nothing to do with Arch's performance. We'd known for a few weeks, probably about 2 years, honestly, that Arch was the DEI of the Manning family. But Nico just decided to show his athleticism for 1 week. Like, don't get used to this. Sorry, Adam, we're still going to beat you by about 50 in Bloomington. And I'm not one to say Bloomington or the IU Hoosiers, even at home, are going to do anything. But I'm very confident we're still going to kick your ass.
I am too.
Yeah, Miles' team got a pretty good game this week against the Ducks.
Hey, if they can keep it close, that's huge.
That's all.
If they can keep it to one score, oh God!
I just don't want to get embarrassed. I don't care about the final score. Just be. Hey, we deserve to be in the playoff. That's all I want to show this week is we belong, and we're going to get game day. Thank you, Florida, for knocking off Texas. So the Red River rivalry is now kind of like
another one.
Meh. And now, hey,
Arch,
see you in Eugene.
Yeah, Arch needs a couple more years, maybe 1, 2, maybe 8. Can he get a couple extended red shirts? Could he get red shirt at all? I mean, he needs a little more time.
And talent.
Little baby Eli over there. Yeah. But then again, hey man, I'm an Auburn fan. I'm sitting here watching my team unranked. Meanwhile, watching two teams they should have beat in the top 5 at this point. Like, my God, we got A&M and Oklahoma both in there, and I'm
You
just
get
like, give me
Georgia
an
at
absolute
home.
break.
You get Georgia
Yeah.
at home, man.
How
Dude,
does Oklahoma get Kent State at home?
I haven't seen
At this
Auburn
part of the
beat.
year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen
It's
Auburn beat Georgia in many years. So,
Adam, do you not know about the SEC? Now that Oklahoma's joined the SEC, they play FCS schools. I know Kent State's in the MAC, but it's essentially a FCS school later in the year. Usually they're playing these low-level FBS or FCS schools like week 8. Alabama always plays like Furman or Wolford like week 9 or 10. So
that is
just note to bene. Note to bene, that's what the SEC does.
Yeah, I do not support that. I do not support that.
Welcome to our Big Ten world. That's why we get made fun of at IU. Oh, you dropped all these schools. We're just doing what the SEC does.
Well,
yeah.
Adam, we know that you may not sign off on the SEC style of scheduling, but you do sign off on their transfer QBs because you have one of the cast-offs. So I hope you enjoy the Pirate
one game. One game.
Pirates of the Caribbean 6 during Nico. Every time they show an image of him, I'm like, man, he looks like a pirate. Actually, man, Adam kind of not to stereotype you and your people, man. Sometimes he kind of looks like a gypsy, His little hat on, his little earring dangling. I'm like, man, do I need to walk the plank? You trying to get my booty? What's going on here, man?
I must steal your cheers. John Davis booty?
Yeah. Well, the pirate booty. You got that pirate booty. You got that treasure, man. Arr, matey, give me your pirate booty or walk the plank.
Played for the Minnesota Vikings for 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So, other college games, obviously, no one took that much stock in Iowa State. I'm talking upsets, basically.
No,
I get it was at Cincinnati.
I'm surprised that
Iowa
game
State
was that close. I said since he was going to win by 3 scores, since he should have won by 3 touchdowns, and they survived.
Right. So, Florida State had a shot at beating Miami. I mean,
can we collectively just swallow our pride and maybe admit that maybe Carson Beck is a pretty good quarterback? I don't want to admit it, but I was joking. I had some drinks, and I was like, hey man, this is from a drinking perspective, man. I just feel like we're going to see this Miami-Oregon national championship collision, and I don't know,
tutties.
Man.
I don't know. One, not two, not 3.
I want to laugh at the guy, and I just can't.
But it's hard. Man, 20 for 27, 241 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
Florida State embarrassed Alabama, man. Like, let's be real. Like, Miami might be pretty good, and Carson Beck might be pretty good. I'm not saying they're going to win the Natty, but, man, they might make some noise. I mean, they're in the conference that outside of, if we're not asking Adam, that everybody thought they could win. Adam was a surefire there with North Carolina. We've well documented.
That's making me an idiot.
And how another thing too? How terrible are they? I mean, Clemson is awful. And my God, what was the final score? Like 31-3 or something? Like
35-10. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God. I'm surprised old Jordan's not in the transfer portal at that point. My God, man, that's tough. Old hoodie sweatshirt. I mean, Bill Belichick is a great football.
He called
entity,
timeout. Did you see his last timeout?
But I mean, I'm just being real, man. Is it time for us to dial the Bill Belichick love back a little bit? And I'm not talking about college. I'm just talking about everything.
He wrote on the coattails of Tom Brady. Like we all realize that Bill Belichick's not a great coach.
I know, but man, everybody's still like, oh, one of the greatest coaches ever lived. And I'm like, I think you spelled Andy Reid wrong. I mean, this dude's taking multiple teams to Super Bowls and all this, getting the most out of his players, no matter who it is. Meanwhile, Tom Brady goes to Tampa and wins the Super Bowl.
Wins one.
Well, yeah, and wins it without him. I mean, even Robert Kraft was like, yeah, I think we made the wrong decision there,
I'm as bold to say I think Brian Callahan's Tennessee Titans would be Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels. I'm going to go on a limb and say that.
If they're playing directly after the game yesterday, yes. But if there's any lull, ooh, it might be we might be looking at one of those 6 overtime college games, where somebody's just like, screw it, man. I don't even care if we lose. I just want to go home, man. It's 12 o'clock,
So we're going to shift to baseball, but before we do, here's a quick rundown for you, just for funsies. Here are the undefeated college teams for football. Memphis, your Memphis J
That's expected.
is 6-0, and then BYU is 5-0, Missouri 5-0, Georgia Tech 5-0, Texas Tech, IU, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Oregon, Miami, and Ohio State, all 5-0. Your top 5 is Ohio State, Miami, Oregon, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. I mean, I think you have Oklahoma and IU as 5A and B, kind of. We'll see how it shakes out.
Honorable mention is the term for that.
That's fair. Those teams that are not going to remain undefeated over the month of October. So for what it's worth, those are your undefeated teams. We'll see who ends up taking a big dump in the loss column. So perfect segue, right? As I am a professional. Don't try this at home. Don't try to pull a segue off in this way. Not too many people can pull it off. But
how cute.
Talking dump.
I thought I was going to say, I thought you were just talking about you're just going to take a big dump. I didn't know you were doing a segue there. I was going to say, can we do that off camera, please?
Yeah, can we just reset here?
The entire city of Seattle is just a big dump, is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
No, that's New Jersey, Miles. That's New Jersey.
It's run by Democrats.
That's a state, damn it. I said a city. He said New Jersey was the city.
Might as well be.
What an idiot.
He's a big dumb animal. He's a big dumb animal, isn't he, folks?
Nobody wants to be there anyway. I think I told you guys before. My buddy went to the Jets game with many years ago. These Jets fans were back, but hitting us with towels and shit. He turned around to him. He was like, "Terrorists wouldn't even fucking touch New Jersey."
So good. I love that.
They laughed. Jets fans thought it was hilarious. They laughed so hard. They were like, "That is hilarious."
So we have plenty to talk about the Jets coming very soon. But again, I want to get into baseball because I even texted you guys. Last night was really some intense drama because at this time the football game was 3-3 and not very exciting. The football game did get exciting later. We'll get into NFL soon. But I got to say, Cal Raleigh versus the best pitcher in baseball, and I may say that it's not close. Miles, would you be able to firmly admit that dude in Detroit, man, throwing 100 in the 7th inning, dude? What are we doing? How is it? He's a robot, right? That SportsCenter commercial with "I'm just Albert, I'm not robot."
Right.
That's the pitch. That's right.
Threat, deactivate.
Yeah. That's the pitcher for the Tigers. This dude, right?
Why didn't you eliminate Albert? Shut up.
Yeah.
He touched 104.6, I think, officially against the Indians. Sure, he can ball, but has he ever been to this level before? And I know enough Tiger fans to know they have no business winning the series. But the fact that they're 1-1 and they're right in it. We're seeing
definitely
not only that, but game 2, it's a 3-2 ball game. But one thing I love, you say Cal Raleigh. How is a catcher that hits 60 plus home runs named Cal Raleigh? I feel like he was abused as a child from the day his
Big
father
Dumper.
never did. Yeah, Big Dumper. Yeah, taking a dose. But we'll see what happens going to Detroit. This completely shifts, but knowing what Detroit is, Seattle might now take control. I think a lot of pressure was on Seattle.
Because they won't have Skubal. They won't have him pitching now.
That's very true, and that was the game they were supposed to deliver to go up 2-0, and I thought going into the game, the Tigers are going to really take it over. But even put that aside, because anything, again, it's playoff baseball. chaos is guaranteed to
Mhm.
happen. Everything that we think is going to happen, the opposite tends to take course. Not always the case, but that's what we have seen over the years. And now Detroit historically seems to take a big dumper at home. They didn't against Cleveland after dropping, a 14-game lead, taking on the division champions. They took that series over. Now that they're heading back home, Seattle has the pressure off them now, because the whole thing with Seattle being, essentially the 2 seed, it's weird to say that in baseball, but having the first time since 2002 that they won the AL West, they have their first series in front of their home crowd. Hey, we have to perform. We have to finally get to our first World Series in franchise history. Okay, now that they've let the nerves and the butterflies settle down, it's 1-1. We're going to get away from home, get away from the pressure, get away from the homelessness. We have an opportunity to just be who we are and get in our groove. So I think Seattle ends up taking the series. It might come home for a game 5, but they settle down. But to your point, yes, Detroit now has their ace behind him. We'll see if he's going to be available for game 5 if they get to that game 5. But now Seattle, it's like the Mighty Ducks 3, the most underrated movie where you finally had a good coach because Gordon Bombay sucks. They have the whole thing of the varsity team. They own you. They own you now. Sure. Okay. Not the best reference because that varsity team lost the main game. But now Seattle knows at home we own him. And I think now at the professional level, if it gets to that game 5, which I think it will, Seattle has the confidence and they'll have everything settled. Now playing games 3 and 4 on the road, splitting it, I think they will. They will take care of business in that game 5. You'll see him again. And that game, I think, will come down to the 9th inning. I think it's going to drum up to be one of the best ALDSs in a long time. And that's hard to say because there have been so many good LDS series. No offense to the Latter-day Saints. It will come down to the wire, and the Detroit Tigers will be bounced in the end.
I don't think Cal Raleigh will strike out twice either. That, again, when I say drama, those first 2 at-bats that he struck out, it was like must-see TV when you have him going like this. What is that? The unstoppable force meets a inanimate object.
Not inanimate, but immovable.
What an idiot.
Inanimate. Oh my God!
I don't think. No,
Holy
guys.
Shit.
It's
Miles, you're the host now. My God.
An unstoppable force meets an unmovable object.
Yeah. First of all, Adam, on that debacle, look, you guys are missing the bigger picture here. It's not about the Mariners. It's not about the Tigers. It's about the Los Angeles Lakers fans and the Dallas Cowboys fans who had to watch their Yankees lose 10-1. Okay, so
lose like 13-5 or whatever it was. I stopped watching.
13-7.
Pour a little out for our Lakers and Cowboys fans who had to watch the Yankees lose.
The Argonauts beat the Giants, the New York Giants, 13-7 after Argonauts kicker Frank Reich gets 2 kicks and they win 13-7 after Jackson Dart only gets a touchdown.
No, he got 2. He got 2 touchdowns. He got 2 touchdowns, right?
No, the Yankees only got New York only got 1.
Yeah,
because I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. I thought you were talking about the actual.
I'm making fun of the Yankees. Get on board.
Yeah, they don't. Come on, man. They're not rooting for the Giants. Come on, the Yankees fans root for Cowboys. You already know that, dude. They're not rooting for the Giants.
Yeah, like LeBron.
We've been through that. We just discussed that, Adam.
The idiot in your comment section who had the Yankees profile pic that said, "You're not a real Titans fan. This is just all fluff," or whatever he said.
Dude, he's been one of my. That's one of the guys I was talking about. He's been one of my supporters from the beginning. He just always wants to get in there and talk shit to me. And I'm like, he's like an old school Oilers fan. All this, I'm just like, dude. I told him, I was like, you're just mad because we won. Now you can't wallow in your self pity for another week.
Yeah, and I called him out that the Lakers failed again.
Yeah.
So let's move to the National League. the Cubs Brewers offered some hilarity because Cubs, like, you forget it's the playoffs. You're just like, oh, the Cubs have been bad for quite a while. I'm watching a baseball game, watching the Cubs be very bad. And you're like, no, 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 it's the playoffs. Playoffs? No, they made the playoffs. We're watching the playoffs. Well, how come I'm watching 2 errors in a row? How come I'm watching like back-to-back home runs by the other team? What is this? If this is the playoffs, why are the Cubs
Why are
playing
you
so
talking about the
terribly?
playoffs?
Because you said it.
Yeah.
You already said it. You already named it. They're the Cubs. That's why. I mean, it breaks my heart. As a Cardinals fan, it absolutely breaks my heart to see the Cubs struggling. But then they had to struggle against the Brewers. But like we said, man, it's hard to hate against the Brewers. Although they got a team just good enough to lose when it matters. So they're up and coming is right around the corner.
Yeah.
But hey, man, can't say anything, man. It's
The
like
first inning.
I don't have a dog in the fight at this point. My team didn't even make it to the postseason. It's been a long time.
I get it. Me
used
either.
to be a household staple. Now they're just non-existent. Hurts, man.
No.
What are you talking about? Same. What are you talking about? Same. Your team.
Oh, we only won 3 World Series in 5 years.
Your team is the reason why my team could never advance.
So sit down.
In playoffs, every single playoff. Oh, guess the Cardinals match up again? The San Francisco Giants. God, fuck the Giants, man.
We had the better Molina. We had Benji. We had the better one.
There's no such thing as a better Molina than Yachty. Get out of here.
I will even say Yadier was way better than any other.
No,
Molina.
Yachty is.
There was the fat one in New York. Remember? There was 3 of them. There was the super fat one.
There's more
in New York.
There's more of them. They just didn't make it to that level. Okay?
Well, right. There was 3 that made it. Benji was second, and Yadier was first, and then no one remembers his name. He was the super fat one. He was with the Yankees.
I mean, my buddy who I've talked about, the Cubs fan, Andy, who Miles met at the watch party. He was the one managing the bar at the time. He's like, man, it pains me to say, but Yachty's the man. Like, he was always just like, love that dude,
Look at these two assholes over here going on and on about 2 teams that didn't even make the playoffs. But Ti did bring up not having a dog in the
Reds
fight.
did make the playoffs.
So I'll bring up the inanimate object that said. So my inanimate
your Cincinnati
dog.
Reds.
Well, you are the host now,
okay,
Miles. You are the host now. So
hey,
just
pipe down.
Quiet your cardinal mouth. And my inanimate object, that is my dog. I would shoot my non-existing dog if the Dodgers win another World Series. Out of all of this beauty of these playoffs that have Milwaukee as a 1 seed, the Cubs are in there. Yeah, sure, my Reds made it. We knew we were doing anything. We were just happy to be there. But you have the BJs as a 1 seed, and Seattle as the 2 seed in the AL. The perfect year for the underdog to finally get one. If the Dodgers win it all, I'm never watching baseball again. I don't even care if the Reds win the World Series next year. I'm not doing it if the Dodgers win it again this year.
I'll tell you if the Reds win the World Series. I'll let you know, but they're probably not going to happen. But I'll tell you if it does. But hey, Cubs fans thought it would never happen either, and it did. So anything's possible if you believe.
If you just believe.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta believe in yourself, And and how about Parks and Rec? They like predicted it. They were like a year ahead of it, which was wild. They're like, they're like, I don't know if you guys remember the finale, but they fast forwarded like 5 years in the future or whatever, and they're in Chicago, and they're like, everybody's so nice. They're like, everybody's in a great mood now. The Cubs won the World Series, And everybody laughed, and the next damn year they win the World Series,
And Back to the Future did that 30 years ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. Well, Back to the Future, classic.
Love it. Yeah, the baseball in October, that's the only time that we truly start to get into it. And like I said, it was drama. Well, it was drama and it was some hilariousness. When you send 11 batters in the first inning, like, again, it's like, what are we doing? How does a playoff team send 11 batters to the plate in a playoff game? It doesn't, like, it's not like, it doesn't make sense when you have 2 teams that have made the playoffs.
That was the first time in MLB history, the Brewers in Game 1 had a hitter have 3 hits in the first 2 innings. I mean, the history in that is you had a player get to the plate 3 times in 2 innings, and then he went 3 for 3.
Yeah,
It's
just
insane.
unbelievable. Only the Cubs. All
Go
right,
Cubs, go! Go Cubs,
so
go!
and then tonight is the Dodgers Phillies. That had some drama. It's 1-0 Dodgers. Again, we talked how annoying that is. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Blake Snell, Jesus Luzardo are going, and Blake Snell was with the Giants last year. I still hate him for leaving.
He
But
probably hates you too,
dude,
Adam.
I think the Dodgers are going like they have a chance to sweep. It's so frustrating. But just if I was a betting man on these games, I'd bet the Dodgers every single game, even with their crappy bullpen. It's just I'm very frustrated.
I mean, they're the Dodgers. They've proved it, man.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, I hate it too. We all hate it, you know.
So and then the Cubs Brewers. I think the Cubs can have a better chance of winning than the Phillies do. I think the Cubs actually can get a win. I mean, they're only 5 games back of the Brewers, and the Brewers were looked at as like the best team in
It's
baseball.
the Brewers in the playoffs. They're going to lose games. We know that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Hashtag state law.
The thing that the Brewers have going against them right now is the fact that they are playing many meaningful games. So
That's all.
That's pretty much.
That's another way of putting what we just said.
Other than that,
Yeah.
yeah.
But speaking of the Phillies, though, didn't the Dodgers only beat them by like 2 in that first game?
5-3.
So I mean,
It was 5-3.
Yeah. So I mean,
The issue
that's
is
not
Philly.
you know.
The game was in Philly. Bad things are about to happen.
Yeah, well, it's Philly. Bad things happen in Philly. I mean, they threw snowballs at Santa, man.
Even when they win, people die.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but their old stadium had a jail cell in it. Literally in it. You could go. You get in trouble. Your ass is getting booked
right there.
And arrested.
You're going downstairs. You're going downstairs.
Oh man, how was the game? Oh, it was great until Tony got put in jail. Did you guys bail him out? No, got put in jail at the stadium. You know. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Philly's wild.
They had a real life judge in Veterans Stadium. True story.
We've all seen that video of them throwing full-on empty glass bottles at Vikings fans in the playoffs years ago. You know, like literally Vikings fans are with their families walking in. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Philly fans are like, fuck you, throwing whole bottles at them, you know. Philly is so weird. I've never been to Philly. I have not, so I cannot say anything about the people. But my outside perspective is not rose-colored lenses by any means.
As it shouldn't be.
No.
So, all right. Reminder, by the way, to follow and click the links because we have some of these shirts as we shift to NFL. This is some of this, to be honest, I hate to say this, but because this is a Golden State Warrior and UCLA Bruin shirt for me. However, this is actually the Rams. It's the Rams line. Is how I got this, but click the link. You can get all different NFL. So because there's different colors, like Seattle has some, I will admit, some cool colors. So you can get different color combinations. The two-tone blue for you fellas, all that stuff. Make sure, and new stuff's coming. Of course, we talked about the shirt that went viral. It's there as well. We'll get into how that shirt, the sales for that shirt might be going down. We'll explain why. But the game of the day yesterday for me is 4 words: Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
Epic, dude. I gotta say, just as a football fan, dude, a shootout. It was amazing.
Good. I mean, how about that meme going around? Great take as well. It's like Sam Darnold dealing, Baker Mayfield dealing, Daniel Jones dealing. It's like, maybe coaching matters.
Carson Wentz.
Carson
Wentz.
I mean, whoever. I mean, it's like, come on, man. You know, it's maybe coaching matters a little bit. You know, but yeah,
it ain't
Baker
only
though,
that.
man. Baker's the man, dude.
Let's look at the 2018 draft right now. and where we stand after yesterday. So the game of the day, Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, the first two quarterbacks taken. The later ones that everyone said, oh, they're by far the top two. Well, Lamar, he doesn't play football currently. And Josh Allen, you took it in the you-know-where the last two home games, not just last night, but against Miami. My God. So where are we at in society today that Baker Mayfield and I about said Carson Wentz because damn it, Ti.
Carter Wentz.
But
Carter Wentz.
Sam Darnold, Carter Wentz.
Carter Wentz.
I beg your
Carter
pardon.
Wentz. W-I-N-C-E is how you pronounce his last. How you spell his last name.
God bless.
Yeah.
Ti's got me all flustered over here. But Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, right now, as of yesterday, look like the first and third overall pick of the 2018 draft. That's the most messed up thing. I mean, Josh Rosen, I don't know if he's still alive, but
no, he's I read
he's selling shirts.
Weird.
Yeah, he is. I think he is. I know he's like selling houses or something. I read something about him that he's doing something like that.
Is he
He's doing okay.
But he's still ass.
I don't think so. I'm not buying a house from Josh Rosen. Come on, man. I'm like, bro, you actually said, they were like, who, if you could draft any quarterback in this draft or whatever. He's like, oh, it's absolutely me. And I know that you're going to say that because that's what you're supposed to. But my God, dude, talk about an absolute bust. Oh my God. Ryan Leaf's looking at him like, damn, bro, sucks for you.
I was just going to say, Ryan.
Something happened in SoCal between UCLA and the San Diego Chargers.
He was really good at UCLA. Okay, so I'm just saying
he was. He really was. I mean, yeah, he was. That's why my guy.
And Ryan Leaf was really, really good at Wazoo.
I get it, man. You're right about that. He was. He's also really good at selling pills too to underage kids, but. To actually players on his team, right? He was selling pills to players on his team. Oh my God, how pathetic is that? I totally forgot until it just hit my brain. Like, oh yeah, he was selling.
Just as
he got busted for selling his own players.
Just ask him. It happens.
Oh yeah, man, Johnny Manziel.
Hey man, Jamarcus Russell, did you watch those blitz packages? Yeah, man. Okay. Well,
what'd you like about
them?
Everyone. Which ones you like the most? I like them all. Let's run them.
What did you like about him? Yes.
What'd you like about him? It was a short video. That's what I liked about him. I didn't have to watch him much. Bro.
Yeah.
He's like, didn't you see me? I can throw it 50 yards on my knees. That's great. We play football standing up, so that's cool and all. But we're not out here playing knee football.
We're not talking
if you
about
get touched by a pinky, you're down.
on the knees. So, we're not talking about your prostitutes last night.
Yeah. That's the same draft. I think that they drafted Janikowski as well. I think I might be wrong, but I want to say it's like
you're definitely wrong. You're only off by like 8 years, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought it was the same one. I was like, at least they got something right in that draft,
No.
Yeah. But that's another thing. Let's laugh at the Raiders for a second. Like the most memorable draft pick they've had the last 20 years was a kicker.
Darius Hayward-Bay.
Bay. Yeah, that was right before, after Michael Crabtree. I remember that vividly.
Oh, God,
because that
awful.
was the thing. Is like who was going to, and then Crabtree goes to the Raiders. Like, okay.
But Crabtree was okay when he went to the Niners.
No, he was.
Yeah,
no, he was. He helped them. He helped them.
Yeah,
he really was.
He was good. Then he lost to Seattle, but whatever.
Yeah,
that ruined him. Honestly, it really did.
Yeah.
Thanks, Richard
Michael
Sherman.
Crabtree. Where did he play college at? Ohio State?
Texas Tech.
What?
Okay.
Ohio?
I don't remember.
Like,
I just don't remember.
I don't remember
that whole time.
Number one Texas.
I
like,
vividly
what the hell?
remember
the touchdown with 1 second left.
Yeah. That was huge,
I'm
man.
disappointed.
I followed Crabtree all the way, and when we drafted him, I was like, "Oh my gosh, we got the guy that I was watching."
Who was his quarterback at Texas? Who's his quarterback?
Harrell.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
okay,
that was a good team.
The original era. Yeah, that's why they were a top 10 team.
Now I remember. Yeah, they were really good. They were really good.
Yeah. Do you remember? Please tell me you know who the head coach was. Please tell me you know who the head coach was.
It was Leach. Wasn't it Leach?
Yes, thank you. Okay. Now you semi-redeemed yourself.
But
You're
Totally
there.
redeem yourself.
I
No,
always
not totally, just a little.
confuse. Oh man, I always confuse Crabtree with Justin Blackman for some reason. Man, I always think about
That's
that time
same
frame.
conference. No, that's
Yeah,
fair
yeah,
because that was Blackman was big on the
OSU.
2011,
yeah,
the
OSU.
Oklahoma State team that got
yeah.
screwed over. Same, that was Big 12 days within the same, 4 or 5 year period. That's okay.
Plus, he
I'll
had so
forgive
many
you on that
issues.
one.
He had issues with alcohol and
Okay, I was like
Oh
drugs.
yeah,
legal
yeah,
or injury.
because the
Definitely legal.
Because the
yeah, because
Jaguars.
the Jags
Yeah.
drafted him.
He
Yeah,
wore an ankle
and
bracelet to draft day, I think, to be with
yeah,
Jacksonville to
Yeah,
fit the
that's
mold of the
Well,
well,
fans.
that did happen.
it's
Yes.
well, most players when they come across the podium, Roger Goodell gives them a hat. Yeah, Jacksonville, they just give him an ankle bracelet. So you're right
Yeah.
about that.
Be
They're
with
like,
your
we
fan
did-
base.
Yeah.
Just go with your fan
Yeah.
base.
And he was talented guy,
Tradition.
man. But yeah, same thing
Okay.
with the cat with the Browns. Like just can't. And it's kind of silly the way his whole world went out. What is oh man, what was the cat that was always getting high for the Browns? Josh Gordon. Like those cat. I mean, Justin Blackman, Josh Gordon.
That
those
dude
guys
was
were
good.
like,
Yeah,
oh
they were good.
God, they were unbelievable, man. But just
Yeah.
couldn't.
They were like
Just couldn't-
Antonio Brown good.
Just couldn't put the
Like,
shit down. Antonio
Yeah.
Brown was great until Vontez just destroyed his life.
I was just gonna say
His
Montez
brain
perfect.
matter.
I was like,
His brain,
until
his
another
brain
Raider
matter
killed
went-
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
Did
Gerald
you guys
Ford
watch
died
that
today.
game?
he bobblehead.
I was watching that game live. I don't know if you guys were watching that game, but
Maybe
I
not
was
live,
watching-
but definitely saw
yeah,
it.
I
Yes,
remember
yeah.
watching it, and I was like, did he just kill him?"
Yeah. The-
I thought he did. I thought he killed him, and I guess he kind of did.
Yeah, he was like DeMar Hamlin before the Hamlin.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think comeback player of the year. Comeback player of the year.
I think it's time that we talk about the teams who finally got off the schneid, and let's start with your Tennessee Titans, because there was a play in particular that you know what I'm talking about. Like
bunch of 'em. All
like,
of them. All the
what?
plays. All the plays were stupid.
Well,
all the
but
plays
the
were
one.
stupid.
So
No.
you throw now the interception, it was deflected or just outright caught. I don't remember. That fumbled and then you guys got the touchdown. Lockett got it.
It was just a terrible pass by Cam Ward. It was an awful pass.
He
So
rolled
gets
out
picked.
left, threw it across his
Yeah.
body, and got picked.
It
I
gets
mean,
picked.
But
yeah.
Ti, so
and then
I don't
dude
think
fumbles.
now Ti. I do want you to set the scene here because I don't think Adam knows about the
Yeah,
touchdown that should have been with 12 minutes left in the game that should have made it 28-6.
Yeah, the game.
So Ti,
the game should have
please
been
start there.
over. Yeah, so Marco Diacardo, I don't know what the hell his name. Amari Diacardo. He's the third string running back for a reason.
Amari with an E.
Yeah, Amari with an E. Yeah, Emari. Not to be confused with your email, but Emari
Yeah.
DiMercado. Not to be confused with like your Spanish grocery store. But he is like Miles said, man, it's over, dude. He is just hits the hole and it's gone. I'm actually kind of cussing at that point, not because he's about to score a touchdown. I'm cussing because there was a point in that morning yesterday when I almost picked him up off waivers and started him because I was like, well, I mean, he's their only running back. And I'm watching
Connor
this happen,
died.
and I'm like, oh, this is pathetic. Oh my God, what does he do? Right before he goes across the goal line, L'Jarius Sneed is chasing him down. I will give Sneed some credit. Maybe he gave a little bit of a stress there for the cat, and maybe he felt like he had to just get rid of it so Sneed didn't knock it. But right when Sneed goes to hit it, he just drops it, and he is this close.
Well, I had to watch
the
it
line.
4 times.
You know?
And even
Yeah.
after seeing the replay and knowing that the game the game was over, and I'm watching it, I'm like, I think he actually got in, but on the 4th time, it's like, no, he released the ball.
Yeah.
Right before he got over the goal line.
So they got a touchback. That game was over. That was it. That was the nail
That's
in the coffin.
28-6
And then they
with
got
12 minutes then.
got a touchback, and they got the ball, and then they went down, and scored pretty quick. That's cute and all, but
Missed the
and
which was still a 2-score game.
missed the extra point, which was fantastic.
They
love
went for
seeing
2.
kickers miss extra points.
Oh, they went for 2, I thought.
And No, he missed the extra point
Oh,
completely.
I thought they
Yeah,
went for two.
because they showed it right before he went for the kick. They showed it where he missed it. Yeah, I mean he was like nowhere near the goal. It was like, what are you doing? Because there was a lot of time left at that point, and Titans were like, hey, we hadn't won a game. Let's make sure we play this by the book. So yeah, Adam, as you said, Cam Ward throws this as I said, terrible pass.
Cross the Barty.
And Arizona does
throw to
this
Ridley.
dumb shit.
Pretty good.
And this is another thing too, though. You got to think of every little aspect of it. He intercepts it, right? And he falls. He runs a little bit, falls on the ground, right? Well, the ground can't cause a fumble, but it can if your ass hadn't been touched yet. And so nobody had touched him. And so the ball bounces up. Yeah, getting kicked all around the place, winds up in the end zone. Only Tennessee Titans can score a touchdown off interception. And
that's the only way we can win a game.
They were right back in it, I was watching the game at home, and at halftime, I told my wife, I was like, I'm out of here. She's like, where are you going? I was like, I've told you guys before, there's a spot near me called Waldo's. It's walking distance. I was like, I'm going to Waldo's. I'm gonna have a beer at halftime. She's like, okay, cool. So I go down there, and the mojo starts happening, and I'm just like, I can't leave, man. I can't do. I'm just a little superstitious right now. I feel like
mojo. He won by 1 point.
It's working, And no, just this the what's going on, the touchback, the interception, touchdown. Like those aren't normal football plays. You don't get those in the same game. You might see those over a couple years, but you're not going to get that. I mean, that's the reason why they came back in the game. And I'm sitting there going, I'm like that. I'm watching it going, I'm like, that's not a touchdown. Like that's clearly a touchback. There's a mom and 2 kids behind me in this little table, and the kid is like 8 or 9, and he's echoing everything I say. He's saying the same thing, And when they ended up going down and getting a touchdown, and I was like, hell yeah! I kind of like smacked the bar, I turned around to the mom. I was like, I'm very sorry. I apologize. It's just been a long time. She's like, no, we're right there with you,
Yeah.
And so like everybody, and so I was like, I was like walking around. I even when they got down to the 10, and then threw it to Calvin Ridley, and he actually caught it for a change. I was like, oh, here we are. I was like, we're gonna win a game, and the guy behind me, his wife was like, don't jinx it. I was like, we're on the 10, and then I'm thinking like, well, we did just miss the extra point. What am I talking about, And there's this old lady, and she's like, are we about to win a game? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, you better put your fingers crossed that we make this kick. And then I started, I'm already a couple beers deep, and I'm just like, all right, everybody, fingers crossed. I'm telling the whole restaurant, I'm like, fingers crossed. Come on, let's do this, and we got it done, man. So I'm excited to know that we are just as good as the Ravens.
So, T, I have to make a confession to you. The reason I really thought it was a 2-point conversion after it was 21-12, I gave up early in the fourth quarter to have a movie night with my family. We were watching The Lorax on Netflix.
Yeah,
so I did miss that. And I went on ESPN, and they're known for screwing a lot of things up. It said failed 2-point conversion. So only partly my fault that I was watching Dr. Seuss. But Dr. Seuss, it's a weird world, and what's also a weird world nowadays is the Tennessee Titans win a game. For this week only, we're not we ass, we're we lucky.
That's true. I will say, I have seen the Lorax because, like I say on this to echo Adam, this program, if it has a talking animal or a superhero, I've probably seen it. And the Lorax has a talking animal, so I have seen it. So I have seen that. And it's not a bad little flick. It's kind of fun. I love Dr. Seuss World. It's a big deal for me as a kid. Dr.
Danny
Seuss
DeVito?
is my thing.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Danny
yeah, he's
DeVito,
great.
right?
Taylor Swift's in that. Before she was a Kansas City Chief.
Yeah, she's one of the most prominent Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, Miles, the thing is like they knew at some point they were going to go for 2, but at that point there was like 9 minutes left in the game, so they were just like, we don't need to do that.
Well,
right
in
now,
the NFL these days, they try to go for 2 when they're down 9. So I saw that and I was like, well, that is dumb, but it's also typical of the league. So, and I can't put it past them that they miss extra point 2 because that is also typical. But I was busy with my marshmallows on Dr. Seuss instead of doing what I need to do as a, I should be a better diehard Titans fan.
Well, you live in Texas now, so you got to, you're not as local. So I get it, man. Sometimes you got to look out for your family. But I one thing I will say, Brian Callahan, man, when they got the ball back and all this, he was on the sidelines, dude. He was out, he was walking out, and he was just yelling and screaming, and I haven't really seen that fire from him, and I could just only think that he was just really happy that he wasn't getting fired, and he was actually going to be able to ride the plane back to Nashville and not be left in Arizona and have to take an Uber back.
He had the spirit of Charlie Kirk in him that day.
He did. He was wild, man. He was lit. That's what the kids say these days. Brian Callahan was lit on the sidelines. It might as well be lit. The whole coaching staff should be lit, man. You'd have to be drinking to put up with half of these players on the team.
You have to be lit before you can be fired. So that makes sense.
But I will say this. I don't think Cam Ward played that great. I haven't really seen him play that great, which I don't expect him to because this team is awful. But he did have a pretty good fourth quarter from a perspective. I mean, he almost had like 200 yards passing in the fourth quarter.
It was good enough. Yeah, it was good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough. So
the throw to Ridley. The throw to Ridley is what did it for me.
Oh, and it was nice. It was nice. So if we can build on that, we'll see. We'll see.
Right now, but
I mean, I'm just glad that we have almost pushed like 500 We Ash shirts this past week because sales might be a little slower this week.
Just make that We Lucky shirt, and you're good.
Actually, let's live on air, man. Let's just kind of check our stats here. Let's see where we're at. See if we got some more. Live. Let's see if we've had some more since we started this. But we have 2 more orders that went through, so people are still buying it.
They haven't checked the score line yet.
Yeah.
Or they're just realists. Like, we just got lucky as hell. That fumble in the end zone, we didn't deserve the game.
Yeah.
Well, 2 fumbles into the end zone. One on their side that was a touchback, and then one on our side that resulted in a touchdown. The only way we can win a ball game.
Yeah, I told the bartender at Waldo's. She went out to make a phone call or something, and came back, and she was like, well, what is going on, and I was like, well, the Titans threw an interception and somehow it turned to a touchdown.
What is going on? Like, we don't exactly know.
What the hell do you mean? I was like, I don't know what I mean, but that's what happened.
I don't know either.
It's very weird.
2.6% winning, like that was your chance of winning.
At that
2.6. Like, what are we doing? What are the Cardinals? Let's talk this through. So the Cardinals lost by 1 point. Okay, the Cardinals lost to us 1 point. They lost to the Rams or whoever it was
on Thursday night.
By 3 points. That is all of their losses. So if you're keeping score at home, which you should be. You lost by 1, you lost by 1, and you lost by 3. There you go. Miles has it as he is behind enemy lines. He is showing you a 5er. How do you lose 3 games? Now, first of all, also, the Arizona Cardinals are not a good football team. They're just not. They're just not. They're just not. So wait a minute.
2 and 3.
You could be but they also could be 5-0. Like they could.
But they're not. You are what your record is in the NFL. We know that.
Right. Is it safe to kind of say that Kyler Murray is just not the guy? I mean, I didn't think he was when they drafted him. It's kind of like sometimes you just don't.
He's a tortilla. He is a tortilla shell of himself from when he started his career there in Arizona.
That ball smacked him in the face. They said
it would have been my hands. It would have got me in the hands or any of us.
You know what's hilarious is they said, he's questionable return, foot injury, and I'm like, no, I'm like, bro has a concussion because he got hit so hard in the face with football. Like, let's be real. You think the center is not snapping that ball at like a trajectory? Like, I mean, his whole head snapped back from that, and he's a little guy. He's already a little guy. It doesn't matter he's wearing a helmet. But I mean, I just can't believe that it only took one ball at the face to almost take him out of the game, while Kim Kardashian's out here just still putting in work. Still putting in work, you know. She takes balls to the face all the time. She shows up to work on time and stays overtime, and she takes balls to the face all the time. So
there's a scene in the replacements where Clifford Franklin gets just absolutely demolished, and the guy comes up to him and is like, "Your partner took your head off." That is exactly what happened with Kyler Murray, your own teammate. Like,
there was even a better one in the Cowboys game yesterday. I sat down for sushi with my wife, of course, being in DFW area, and it was typical of a Jets Cowboys game. Justin Fields steps back, they're in the red zone, throws out to the slot on a third down, hits a Cowboy defender going like this, square in the face mask, bounces off his face mask, hits the sky cam, so it double ricochets, hits his face mask, hits the sky cam, comes, of course, harmlessly to the ground. But I was like, that is typical Cowboys Jets. So it's like, we're talking about Kyler Murray. That wasn't even the best face mask hit of the day.
By the way, with Skycam, do you know the rule on this?
Is it live or dead? Is it live or dead?
It's live, right? Oh, it's what?
It's dead.
I know. Throw me for a loop.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Why?
So,
what's their logic?
I thought it would be that it's part of the field, but
foreign object.
Have to protect the quarterback.
Foreign object.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Also,
oh my God.
There was a kick across the pond that hit.
It's a long kick.
Yeah,
man.
That's almost 1 million.
Many
miles.
Use that guy.
It hit a wire. It hit a wire. Unfortunately, no one saw it. Not the coaching staff. They could have thrown a red flag.
That doesn't make sense. I know the Brits have bad teeth. I didn't know they had bad eyes too.
They got bad everything, I guess.
I was gonna say they got bad everything. They got good knives. They like to use knives over there, so they got good knives. You know, not a lot of gun violence. There's a lot of people get stabbed all the time.
I thought he was in Indy, not in London.
yeah.
With the Jets, what Miles was talking about. Well, the funny thing is, the Jets should have challenged that, but they're the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, but
they didn't even know. They didn't even know the rules.
I mean, they still got ran out of the water, though. I mean, they still got blown out.
For sure.
My God,
they're still the Jets.
You got blown out at home against the Cowboys. Oh my God, you suck. Not even the Titans wouldn't even do that.
Dak Prescott out there looking like Joe Montana. My God, man.
They are the only team to not have a win. And let's look at the New York Jets schedule, shall we? So they, as you know, are 0-5. They next have, across the pond, they have the Broncos. By the way, no big deal. The Broncos only just beat the Philadelphia Eagles to give them their first L. Okay.
On the road.
Then they have
behind like 100 yards from Bo Nix or something.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't even have a good game.
His fourth quarter was decent. So then they have the Panthers in week 7. That's where they may only lose by 10 because the Panthers aren't very good. And then they're at the Bengals. They probably only lose by 1 or 2 or 3. And then the Browns, Patriots, and Ravens. All teams that a regular NFL team, you'd be like, oh, they could go like 5-2. But the Jets, I bet, will go 0-7 somehow. Like they'll somehow lose to the Bengals without the quarterback.
It's the NFL. They'll sneak a win there. That
Ravens
figuring. Do they play the Bills?
Yeah, the Patriots. Probably the Patriots who just beat the Bills. They'll probably beat them.
If they have the Bills in there, but with how the Bills are playing right now, they'll probably beat the Bills.
No, they don't have. Great talk. They don't have the Bills. Great idea, idiot. Idiot.
I was gonna say I saw a meme talking about the Bengals. I saw a meme going around in the one of the NFL groups where this guy is like, "Oh, Jake Browning is turning Jamar Chase into Travis Hunter or something like that," you know. And so I commented on there and I said, Jamar Chase had like 20 yards and 2 touchdowns today, right? I was like, why don't you tell me you don't watch football by not telling me you don't watch football?
Exactly.
He's just like, oh, this is funny. It was like in one of the NFL meme groups. And I'm like, yeah, man, if you're going to share a meme, make it be tangible, because you can't share a meme on the day that, and literally he shared it like an hour, well after the game. And I'm just like, okay, you clearly could have just easily pulled up an app and saw that Jamar Chase had a pretty good day. Jake Browning, yes, is still Jake Browning, but if your butt of the joke is Jamar Chase, let's be real, man.
That didn't land. Yeah,
that didn't land. I mean, that was a
Miles,
pretty good performance.
It landed as well as Miles thinking the Bills and Jets play anytime soon, when the Bills beat the Jets 30-10 not long ago, and they don't play them again until the last game of the season. Like,
you never
NBD,
know.
No big deal.
Yeah.
You never know. Just throw it out there.
Yeah.
Just throw it out there.
The funny thing about that isn't that you shut it down like the Jets couldn't beat the Bills right now. It's the fact that they just don't play. Because if they played right now, they could. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm like, well, but they don't got them. But they don't have them. So,
but you knew there would be a chance.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. The problem is, it's not that they don't play each other. It's the fact that the Jets just don't play at all.
They don't show up to the stadium. It's like the Raiders.
It doesn't matter who they're playing. The Jets just aren't going to show up and play. So,
do the Jets play at all? That could be the question of the day.
Yeah, old Justin Fields. Man, Justin Fields, what a roller coaster for that dude. Hey, go to the Steelers. Oh, we now got Aaron Rodgers. We're going to go to the Jets. So there's all this hype. It's like, oh, Jets suck. He's at the Bears. Justin Fields. And they're like, yeah, we're going to ship you. We're going to bring in, Joe Schmo over here from, USC. Justin Fields, like I said, time and time again, make that dude a running back, man, at this point. I mean, he would be unstoppable. But instead, you got him out there as quarterback, and he's just not very good at it.
Look, you had 2 running backs that threw touchdowns this very weekend, so you watch out, because all of a sudden Justin Fields might be throwing touchdowns, because if these guys can do it, you had one across the pond throw a touchdown, and you had was it Montgomery for the Lions threw one. So hey, Justin Fields, watch out the slander talk. Watch out the slander talk, because running backs.
I've seen Derrick Henry score like 4 or 5 jump pass touchdowns. If he can do it, then I'm sure Justin Fields can figure out how to do it.
Yeah. Not anytime soon. The Jets are going to be the Panthers, they do have a realistic
You just said they're going to be man.
Yeah.
Man, it's bad. Like, that's the shirt.
It's going to extend.
Man. M-A-N-N-N-N-N.
It's going to extend into next season. It's just going to extend.
Yeah, it's bad. All right, so Miles hinted at it is time because
this is your question of the week.
Yes, it is time for the question of the week, and we will answer that on Friday. But the question is, what thing, and I put of course we know you're watching on YouTube, the most fun way to watch is on YouTube, so my air quotes, what is the thing of the internet that you wish would either go away or you could take back as if it never happened? So what is either a tradition that's on the internet all the time, or something that is always on the internet that you're like, could we just not anymore? Could we do without this? What is your bugaboo about the internet? That is your question of the week. We will answer that on Friday. Reminder to follow Sports Idiot Nation wherever you get your social media. And
Mayday! Cover your brains, boys and girls. Put on your tinfoil hats, because this is Idiot of the Week.
Meet you idiots and sinners. We're going to mix it up a little bit this week, stepping away from the sports world. Had a very bizarre encounter on Saturday night here in the DFW area. So my wife, while she's pregnant, been craving fast food lately. She really wanted some chicken nuggies on Saturday. So I went
Am I
over to
pregnant?
McDonald's.
Because I always want chicken nuggets.
My
What is
man.
happening?
Yeah. I was trying to get a 20-piece, and at the end of the story, you'll realize that I should have taken my piece with me, as T.I. told me after the fact. So I pull up to the McDonald's drive-thru in a very astute and very affluent area of North Dallas. And as I pull up to the drive-thru, you hear the automated intercom, so it's kind of confusing if you hear the recorded person or a real person. So you hear that, and then a woman come on and said, "Sir, can I take your order?" Very polite. Said, "Yeah, I'd like to do your $10 bundle. Let me get the 20-piece nuggies and your basket of fries." She cuts off, and then I hear this young man says, "Enter. I don't give a fuck." I'm sorry? Excuse me? What?
Come on, what now?
Pause. You heard me. Excuse me? Why don't you pull around and say it to your fucking face? At that point, like, I don't know what's going on at all. And at that point, like, a lot of things go through my mind in the like
A
7
little
to 8
poop came out.
pause there. No, it wasn't that P came out. Like, the first thing, again, my military mind was, it's probably a disgruntled employee who walked in there and shot up the place. And he knows how to use the intercom. So he's all that's left there. So I'm really like debating, what do I do? I'm not armed. My piece is back home. I'm like, no, I need to pull away and go home because I cannot do anything about this situation other than not be a dead husband to my pregnant wife and daughter back at home. So I'm about to pull away. I do not say a word at this point, knowing that something really weird's going on. But then this older Hispanic lady gets on, not acknowledging the situation, says, "Can I take your order?" Okay, this is real weird. But damn it, I want my nuggets and fries. So I again place my order. So after I place my order, I slowly pull around and I can see through the window. The guy's ethnicity was different than clearly the voice I heard. So I was like, okay, it's a different person. So I go up and he's giving me a really weird look and I'm giving him a really weird look back. Pull out my card, about to put it in. "Sir, you need to tap that." Okay, a little hostile there, but all right. So I tap it and, "Sir, do you need your receipt?" And I'm like, I just want to get up, get my food, and get the hell out of here. So I didn't say that to him, but I'm thinking that. I was like, "No, I'm good." He said, "Sir, they've been messing up orders up front all night. I recommend you take it." I'm like, well, okay, TSA, chill out here, but okay, I appreciate that. I'll take my receipt.
Keeping it
And
real.
at that point, like, he's still looking at me, still not acknowledging the situation. I was like, "Sir, are you aware that I just got cussed out and called my gringo ass and pale scrawny ass, well, fat ass, got called the N-word? Sir, that was up front. Can I get an apology or an acknowledgement whatsoever?" Nope. I get my receipt. I pull forward. The woman up there, younger woman, picking her fingers, looking away from me, clearly disgruntled, knows what's going on with the whole situation, not looking at me, gets the food, puts it out the window, and as it opens the window, says to her manager, which I could tell later that was her manager when I pulled away, I looked back and saw the vest, "I'm going to beat his fucking ass." Okay, thanks. Doesn't look at me whatsoever. So I'm looking at the food, knowing, no, they're messing up orders for obvious reasons. They got shit going on. Okay, haven't taken care of that hours ago, whatever. Look in. Well, at least they got the order right. So I pull off, and for the first time in my life, I made a corporate complaint to, I think, any company ever. But McDonald's off 380 in Aubrey, Texas, y'all chewed up and spit out. So for not just the jackass that made those despicable comments to me, thankfully I was alone in the car. I could have had my family with me. I could have had older kids that were 7, 8, 9 years old that could have witnessed that entire thing, heard their father getting cussed out, heard really violent language towards a fellow employee. Completely, utterly disgraceful. McDonald's, get yourself right. I expect a response. hit me up. I just want like a coupon or something. Nothing too major, but
Maybe 20 free nuggies.
I'll take it. But McDonald's, that jackass, that entire staff, all 380. You are the idiot of the week.
Holy cow, dude.
My favorite part of the story is the guy in the drive-thru where he's like, "Sir, would you like a receipt?" And you're like, "No, I'm good." He's like, "I suggest that you take the receipt."
I encourage
it's
you.
like,
Yeah.
well, hey, motherfucker, why did you
Sir,
ask
you
me? Just
want
give
the
me the
receipt.
receipt. Just give me
Yeah.
the receipt and say, "Hey, they've been fucking
Hey.
up orders. Here's a receipt to make sure they get your order right." Instead, he asked your opinion. You're like, "No, I don't want it." He's like,
And then you're like,
"Look,
hey,
look,
take
I
it.
suggest you take the fucking receipt if
Hey,
you know
man.
it's good for
Hey,
you."
man.
You know,
Hey,
listen,
man.
And normally,
do you want to
we're
get
in, like,
you want to get stabbed? You want to get stabbed like Mark Sanchez? Take the fucking receipt.
I wasn't
Well,
looking to
you're
get
wrong,
Charlie Kirk
jabroni.
either. But it was one of those things like normally I would, but he put the thing out the window and I just tapped it. So I knew no one looked at my card, no one touched my card. So I wasn't worried about anything nefarious with that happening. Once I pulled through and not only saw that the food was right with what was said to me, I mean, again, a black guy, I didn't mention that before, but obviously you could tell with the language that was said to me. Yeah, younger black guy calls me the N-word. Like, where are we at in society? That's otherworldly. But you best believe I was also looking at the food itself. The order was right, but you get home with a pregnant wife, and then also slipping some fries to my 1-year-old daughter. There better not be any biological specimens in there. There wasn't. The food was cold as hell. It was a few hours old, but that was weird. That it was
Yeah,
sure it's Saturday night, but it was not like I was the only car around. That was another thing that was weird about it in a highly populated area too. I was looking around after the last thing he said to me, and I was like, "Where are there's no one there." I'm like, "Is everyone dead?"
I've seen Sixth Sense. That's how it ends. Those people don't know that they're dead.
No, actually, I was going to say, actually, that's how it starts, and people don't realize it. The guy, he gets shot in the beginning.
True. It's only been 30 years, yeah, so I don't recall.
Yeah,
Bizarre. It's a bizarre story, man.
I'm just gonna paraphrase what your Yelp review is. It's like chicken nuggets were good, light ice on the drink.
No, they weren't. They
got
cold.
called the N word. Got called the N word. Two stars. 2 stars. Not recommended for families of
the
2 or
rumor
less.
is
Of anyone.
Mark Sanchez gave that DoorDash guy 3 stars. That's what I'm seeing online, according to Sports Memory.
Yeah.
Drew said 3 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he didn't stab him, he might have got 4. But
just
what does he have to do to get 1 star? Like,
right.
I mean, if you
say something about his mama,
or shot,
or USC, yeah,
right. He was in Indy. He was like, it's just Indiana.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't. In Indiana, you don't order your extra value meal supersized. You order it super stabbed. That's pretty much what happens.
Great way to end the program right there, being stabbed. New episodes come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Remember to follow Sports Idiot Nation, Titans Idiot Nation, Hoops Idiot Nation, Wrestling, Turtles, Film, Gamer, Puck. What the puck am I doing for getting that one?
We'll probably have jail Idiot Nation at some point. Incarceration Idiot Nation.
Incarceration. Yeah.
What about McDonald's Idiot Nation?
The idiot verse.
We'll just take it from him.
Well, it was birth today. Fast food Idiot Nation. Hey, we could have some stories. I mean, we'll have our Taco Bell story. Miles knows I have a very good Taco Bell story, so that'll come up when we do. Maybe we do my origin. Soon. Speaking of origin stories, we'll have to do a Titans Idiot Nation origin story very soon in the coming month. In the next month or so, we'll definitely have to.
Now that we've won a game, calls for it.
Yeah, now it calls for the origin story of Titans Idiot Nation. So stay tuned. You don't know when that one's going to drop, but we'll definitely have to do that. New episodes, remember, come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Wednesday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
You would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.